If you're eating healthy, but your energy still feels off, your cravings feel stronger, or you feel like something just isn't clicking, I was making this mistake. For a long time, I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating clean. I was avoiding processed foods. I was trying to make the healthier choice whenever I could. But at the same time, I was constantly thinking about food. My cravings felt intense. And my energy didn't feel as stable as I expected it to. And the part that confused me the most was that from the outside, everything looked right. If you've ever felt like that, like you're putting in effort, making better choices, trying to take care of your body, but you don't feel the way you expected to feel, this might be the reason. And what made this even more confusing was that I didn't feel like I was restricting. I wasn't cutting out entire food groups. I wasn't trying to undereat. I was just making small choices that I thought were better. Choosing low-fat options. Skipping things like oils or higher-fat foods without thinking about it. Trying to keep meals feeling lighter. And because each of those choices seemed small, it didn't feel like it would make a difference. But over time, it did. Because the mistake I was making was avoiding fat. Not completely, but just enough that it was affecting everything. And I didn't even realize it at the time. Because in my mind, I thought I was being healthy. I was choosing lower fat options. I was trying to keep meals lighter. I was focusing on things that felt clean and controlled. But what I didn't understand was how important fat actually is for how your body feels day to day. Before we go further, here's something most people don't realize. Fat is not just about calories. It plays a major role in energy hormone balance and how satisfied you feel after eating. So when fat intake is too low, even if everything else looks healthy, your body starts to feel it. Because your body relies on fat for more than just energy. It helps regulate how full you feel after eating. It helps slow digestion, which keeps energy more stable. And it plays a role in hormone signals that affect hunger and cravings. So when fat is too low, those signals don't work the same way. And that's when things start to feel off. For me, this showed up in a very specific way. I would eat meals that looked balanced on the surface. But not long after, I was thinking about food again. Cravings would hit harder than expected. And it didn't feel like normal hunger. It felt more intense. Almost urgent. And at the time, I thought it was a discipline issue. I thought I just needed more control. More willpower. More structure. But it wasn't that. My body was trying to tell me something. It just wasn't getting what it needed. And this is where a lot of women get stuck. Because it doesn't feel like something obvious. It just feels like, I don't know why I'm still thinking about food. I don't know why this feels harder than it should. I don't know why I can't just stay consistent. And when you don't understand what's causing it, it's really easy to blame yourself. Because when cravings increase, the instinct is to restrict more. Eat lighter. Cut back. Try to be better. But that often makes the problem worse. Because the body doesn't respond well to being undersupported. And when fat is too low, meals don't feel as satisfying. Energy doesn't feel as stable. And cravings tend to increase. And over time, that creates a cycle. You try to eat cleaner, you feel less satisfied, cravings get stronger, and it feels harder to stay consistent. Now here's where things started to change for me. Instead of trying to control everything more, I started adding fat back into my meals. Not in an extreme way. Not tracking or overthinking it. Just intentionally including it. Things like adding avocado, using olive oil, including full fat options instead of always choosing low fat, and the shift was noticeable. Before, meals felt like something I had to manage. After, meals felt like something that actually supported me. Before, I was thinking about food constantly. After, it felt quieter. Before, energy felt up and down. After, it felt more steady. Because fat slows down digestion, which helps your body feel more stable after eating. It also plays a role in hormone regulation, which directly impacts things like hunger and energy. And when your body feels supported, it stops pushing back as hard. Now, this doesn't mean more is always better. It's not about adding large amounts of fat to everything. It's about not unintentionally avoiding it. Because for a lot of women, it's not that fat is missing completely. It's just slightly too low, in a way that affects how the body feels over time. And that's enough to make a difference. This also connects to something important. When your body isn't getting what it needs, it doesn't just push through. It adapts. And sometimes that adaptation shows up as fatigue, cravings, low energy, or feeling out of sync with your body, and this is why the solution often isn't doing more. It's supporting your body better. And I think this is the part that matters most. Because a lot of women assume they need more discipline. But very often, they just need more support. Now here's the part that makes this sustainable. This doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to calculate anything. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine. You just need to start including fat more intentionally, at meals where you might normally skip it, and paying attention to how your body responds. Because when your body gets what it needs, it responds. And often, it responds faster than people expect. For me, this was one of those changes that felt small, but made a big difference. Energy felt more stable. Food felt less controlling. And everything started to feel a little more balanced. And if you've been feeling like you're doing everything right, but something still feels off, this might be one of the pieces to look at. Because eating healthy is important. But eating in a way that actually supports your body is what changes how you feel.